Well, hello everyone. Today we've got a really super fun show because never in my life did I think I was going to have this discussion with you guys this season. Maybe in August, but not now. But um, we are, there's 6 reasons why we should have this conversation. And all 6 of those reasons is ironically how many points off we are from tying Inter at the top of the table for Serie A in an absolute roller coaster of a season. And here to break down whether or not, and I think the main question that we're going to break down is whether or not we're in a title hunt or if we're absolutely shitting bricks and off our rocker. And
Blue
yes, I
balls.
waited
It's
for
blue
30
balls.
seconds. 30 seconds. We're past 30 seconds. We're
You
good
just
here.
need 15, buddy.
That's what she said. But here to break this down for me is German Dave and Canadian Dave. How are you guys? We're back together because I know the Canadian was the Canuck was Canucking about over the weekend.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was Canada. It was cold. It was windy.
And your nipples were hard.
Standard. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. So I'm all right. I'm back home for a couple days before I do it all over again. But I'm home long enough, at least this time, to do the watch along on Sunday. So that's a big bonus.
Perfect.
But otherwise, yeah, I'm all right.
Okay, meine German Frau, wie geht's du?
Mir geht's gut.
I got him. I perked him up. He's like sitting there. He's like, ooh, he's got the German.
Caught me off guard there.
I know. Hey, that's what I do.
No, man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy Dave is back. Got a big bro back. How are you, Dash?
No, just moving along here.
This is getting all sentimental.
Sentimental because I don't have my work phone with me. I locked it away so I don't get interrupted this time.
Beautiful. Finally.
Living life.
I know. But yeah, this is honestly though, it's the main topic of this podcast that we're going to sit there and talk to you guys about is the title race, right? Because certain situations have happened, and Napoli somehow getting a late minute equalizer against Inter, making that draw, and us miraculously popping off for 5 wins in a row in Serie A, which I never thought I would say that this season, has put us in almost a limbo status because we're fourth, but we're 6 points off from the top, and we play Atalanta this weekend. And if we beat said Atalanta and Inter and Napoli draw against whoever they're respectively playing, which it could be a possibility because Napoli has not been in great form lately, we might be in the thick of it.
Ooh, nice and thick though, because that's how we like it, is nice and thick.
Very nice.
I think everyone's here for it. And this is sort of the other side of the question. I think that runs parallel. Is it for real? Like, are we actually doing this? Because here's my thing. I was just waiting for the day that I went on a tirade about how all of our results were gray. Draw. Yet here I am, and it's 5 wins in a row, potentially getting right into the thick of it, as you say, getting me going, starting to tease me with this potential late season Scudetto push. With us, coach, we were just trashing last week because he dropped out of the Champions League and then lost to the B team Empoli.
I'm still trashing him, by the way.
Like, what the hell? I don't even know what to think. Do I hate him? Do I love him? I don't know what's going on right now. I'm honestly a bit confused.
The question is, so let me keep it a buck with you guys. I'm gonna keep it genuine with you guys. Like, for example, I'm not gonna sit here and spew some propaganda and be like, no, there's no fucking way. It's absolutely improbable. There's no chance, and yada yada yada. No. There is a chance. It'd be extremely disingenuous and me narrative building if I were to sit here and tell you that there's absolutely no way in hell. There is a pathway. There is 11 games, and you're essentially 2 games.
It's not zero.
It's not zero. Right now, what I would think, maybe 20, 30%. If you beat Atalanta, it becomes 50-50, in my opinion.
That's the whole thing. That's the big what if. Like, if we do,
if you beat Atalanta, you are in it. Like, and we're playing them home, I believe. We're not in Bergamo.
Correct.
So again, I'm the cynic here. I'm supposed to be the cynical motherfucker here, and I'm sitting here saying, "Yo,
that's why I'm so surprised with you getting ahead of yourselves that much."
I'm not. I'm just
He
saying what's
does
on the table.
feel.
I'm just saying what's at the table. Because the thing is again, if we somehow win the
You're
title,
just eating. You're just eating.
I'm just eating. I'm just eating. It's at the table. I'm just eating. Because you know how ironic would be that Thiago Motta somehow stumbles upon this. If Juve were to win the Scudetto, Thiago Motta effectively stumbled his way into a Scudetto, in my opinion, because he didn't do anything crazy. There was no revolutionary ball that everyone was praising on about.
Oh,
And
that's
then
not what we were expecting, though.
it's not, but like it wasn't. And then the question is, and this is where I'm going to catch some flack here. How much of it is that we won it or that Inter and Napoli fumbled it? I'm saying if we win.
Obviously,
If we
it's a
go
bit
all
of
the way.
both because you
No,
still
no,
got to
it's
show up and play the games.
no, it's always a bit of both. Look,
It's a bit of both, but which
uh,
scale? Which
at
one is?
I would tend more to us winning it rather than fumbling it, because
Ooh, okay.
if you think about our expectations from the start of the season, I think where we are right now, 6 points like off the lead, is where I would have expected us. Like in the top 4 race, yes, that is what was minimum expectation. But I didn't want us to be like 10 points off, 12 points off the lead. Like that would have been, like, in my opinion, still a bad season if we are effectively 4 wins worse than the best teams. If you think about it
I
that
mean,
way.
technically we are.
So here-
Technically we are.
No, but I mean by points. I mean by points,
I
not
know.
by
I'm just yanking your
yeah.
chain.
Yeah.
If you go by the
And
recent form, which is kind of the theme, right? The 5 on the bounce.
Yeah.
I mean, Inter lost, win, tie. Napoli, who just lost the title lead, draw, loss, draw.
Yeah.
Atalanta, who were playing, draw, win, draw. Decent, right? Not as bad. We're the only one here.
Yeah.
5 across. Again, five on the bounce. We have better goal differential than the just previous first place. Yes, the other 2 are ahead of us, but like that means that we are
Yeah, but
quite
we hold it.
ostensibly in the mix.
We
We
hold
just
we hold the tiebreaker over Inter too.
and that as well. So like it is potentially on.
Because again, if you get 6 points, you're in first place. Like if Inter
Oh,
miraculously
no, yeah.
lose 2, and I'm just saying hypothetically.
Yeah.
It's like Napoli, Fiorentina. That's not a for sure thing. Inter
No.
has they just had Feyenoord, of course, and here we go.
Monza.
So they should have a decently easy, but Monza's never easy. They're technically like that's technically a derby. Monza's right like attached. It's
Yeah,
practically Milan.
Yeah, but
it's in the outskirts, yeah.
Yeah, the question is how much are they gonna have to rotate, right? Because like for example, if you look at that schedule, right, you had Napoli and so you had some 3 games, like a 3-game stretch. You had Inter Lazio, then you rounded that off with Napoli, then you go to Feyenoord, and then now you come back home and you play against Monza, and then you have to close out Feyenoord.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
No, the thing is, I think they can do decent rotation for both games. They don't have to go all out. Like Monza, even like Monza gives us problems a lot of games, but not the cold calculated Inter team.
But
That's what
Inter,
I
you,
mean.
you do have to ask.
all you
Like,
need is a draw. That's
And
honestly it. All you need
and
is
that's
a draw.
it. Yeah, you just wear them
Yeah.
down. They're tired. They're rotating. Inter
Yeah.
is an older team. One of their biggest strengths is also one of their biggest weaknesses, right? So you don't know any given Sunday.
No, it is. But
drop
what I'm
points,
saying
man.
is that they can do a decent rotation for both games because
Mhm.
Feyenoord is pretty much closed out. The next game is a home game.
Oh, don't. Hey, we know what the Dutch teams do. All right, like
No,
this.
I know, but that's why I said like pretty much. So honestly, if I watch, if you want to go to the full match schedule, I'd be interested in what the next games are.
Not just
But
for the weekend.
the next two for them, for example, are pretty.
I want to see
Yeah,
if I can
For Inter.
find. Do we have that one graphic that has the remaining 11 for each team?
I know we have it on Discord.
Oh, is it on Discord?
It's in Discord, yeah.
Which
No, but what I started to say, if you think about the expectations, this is, in my opinion, where we should be with the players that we have. And mine is the experience of the coach. If we had a more experienced coach, honestly, I would have expected us to even fight for the Scudetto. But this is like we got a new coach, but we have a very good team. We spend a lot of money, so we are where I think we should be, with the caveat of the only thing I am disappointed for, and it has been this whole season, it's that we don't have a playing style that, like, he hasn't taught the players an actual, like, playing style, except for having the ball a lot. Like, we see nothing of the 2-7-2 or traditional Motta ball that we were expecting. Like, I don't know, like, we don't have an offensive plan, and that is a bit what is
it's
what is a bit frustrating,
it's
because
giving a new
He doesn't have
these
Bremer, that's
players
why.
it's a new meaning to the term old lady, because the old lady's always got your balls. We don't know what the fuck she does with them, but she's got them.
Yep.
Jesus, Dave. That's so dumb, but it's so funny at the same time. Oh man, but let's take a peek here, right? So with us, right, we have to get through Atalanta, Fiorentina, and then Roma. That's going to be like our toughest. I don't really consider Lazio a rival because fuck Lazio.
I think the Lazio game will be harder than the Roma game.
We
Don't say that.
I
Sven,
know, but
Sven is listening. Sven
I
is
know, but
listening.
we still have to be honest.
I do not want to give
Still
Sven the hope, okay?
Still
Do
off
not
the
give it to Sven. Come on.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I agree with you. I
Okay.
don't disagree with you. I don't.
Okay.
You know what
Okay.
you know when we're talking to the really hot chick at the bar and you're like, Dash, didn't you just talk to that girl 5 minutes ago? No, what, Dave? I don't know what you're talking about, Dave. I have no idea, huh? Who?
No,
What?
hey, I'm the nerd that's telling the teacher, hey, you forgot to check our homework.
Everyone's like sitting here just like, son of a bitch,
that
Dave.
guy. You're that
God
guy.
God damn it. But yeah, again, you look at the schedule here. So, like for example, Inter's got Atalanta, and then they've got a pretty easy stretch towards the end where they could go on a roll on a roll here. But then Napoli's got Fiorentina, Milan, Bologna, and then I think that's really it for them. I don't see any difficulties on theirs. Atalanta probably have the worst one. They have us, they have Inter, they have Fiorentina, they have Lazio, they have Bologna, and they have Milan all in a single stretch. That's going to be a gauntlet for them to go through. So I can definitely see Atalanta falling off. For us, I think the hard game is going to be Lecce, Parma, Venezia, Udinese. I'm just saying. Like we're gonna say, hey, no one Thiago Motta's dumbass. We're gonna fucking beat Atalanta. We'll beat Fiorentina. We'll beat Roma. We'll draw to Genoa, lose to Lecce, lose to Parma.
Fuck it. Like, if we beat Atalanta, Fiorentina, and Roma, like, we can afford to draw in between there somewhere.
I want total domination.
No, Mata. I mean, maybe that is a domination thing, right? He's all about the edging. Just keeps you on that edge.
He's just edging the shit out of us. Right now, the 6 points is just hardcore edging.
Yeah, he starts slow, right, and then just works it up until like you get at the end. It might be
until you lose to Empoli.
Look, all I'm saying is
that's when she punches you in the face in between.
No.
She hits you. She hits you with her heel. It's like this. You're full spread, and then you just catch the heel in the face. Like,
what no, but what I'm saying, that's fly under the radar, man. Like, there's a reason why I'm saying when we do a pre-match, there's a reason why I'm saying just get the 3 points. What you're saying in the professional sense, get the 3 points. Everything will take care of itself. Like, but game by game, man. Like,
I don't disagree with you. I'm not. I'm not
Let's not
disagreeing.
get ahead of ourselves. if we win our games, only God knows.
We're all getting
But
ahead of ourselves right now, though. You
Oh,
know
yeah,
that.
we're-
Like
we're
the whole
kind of-
community is.
I'm still.
I think the main thing, though, to be honest with you, I think the big thing that a lot of people are like, I think, kind of coming to grasp or having a hard time understanding is like we're actually playing meaningful games in March, in a sense, right? Like this is meaningful. Like for like the first from like the last like 2.5, 3 months, we're kind of like, what the fuck are we watching? Like there was
Mhm.
no point to anything. It was just kind of like the games are kind of just games. Where it's like ironically, there's kind of a little bit more anticipation in watching the games now.
No,
No?
we're still treating the game like the same. Have you? Oh, let me ask you something. If you don't look at the points table, Dash, have you
I
seen
know what you're
in
doing.
our have you seen in our recent games anything different?
No. Well, I mean, with against Verona, we played like
We
we're
we
like
are
actually there.
literally we are 8 days of Vlahovic missing a penalty.
We're being positive
I
here.
I know
We're
I
being
know that
demure.
I know that is Coppa Italia and we are talking Serie A, but
Who?
let's chill. Like our performances are still like same-ish. We are shithousing ourselves through games. I appreciate that because I like that. Let's calm it down. Look where the games are
I don't
leading
want to
us.
be calm. I don't want to be calm right now.
Look, my my thing with it is I still think we are too inconsistent. I'm still fearful of us scoring goals.
Because it's the edging thing. You have to be inconsistent. That's how it works.
I don't like that. I like consistency.
Have you tried?
Consistent strokes.
I like consistency.
You gotta expand your horizons a little bit. Explore new things.
Let's see in private life, but I like my football teams.
Uh,
See,
consistent.
there's two types of Germans. There's the very like strict conservative ones that are like, oh, no, of course. And then there's the ones that wear leather, but not enough of it.
That's the ones that are going to spank you.
For some there's never too much leather. You know.
Fair enough.
Okay, where were we?
Yeah. Oh, and yeah. Well, I was saying I'm fearful of us not scoring goals because we are pretty much inconsistent, and we never know what performance we will get. I think we are pretty much sure that we always get like a good half an hour and terrible 60 minutes.
Display Thuram till he breaks. That is the
So you want
solution.
us, and if he breaks, you can kiss everything goodbye.
Yeah, that's it. That's the way forward. Just play him till he
Yep.
breaks.
You know, he's
Man,
really-
but you know what now? What is real? What makes me really angry? We looked at the squad right in the summer already, and we said we needed 10. We
Mm.
said the whole damn time we needed 10. Can you imagine with this team if you had like Locatelli as your defensive pivot? Some games maybe Douglas Luiz because we sent Fajoli out on loan. And you have Thuram and Koopmeiners as your ball carriers, as your aides. Like
Or
one game it's Thuram, one game it's Koopmeiners. And if you had an actual 10 in this team, that would have
Dybala?
unlocked it, in my opinion.
that, Dave. Again, you gotta think outside the box. How about this idea? We take our proven then 18-year-old, give him the number 10, and make him wear a shirt from NASA. And that will be our number 10. But then we'll go and spend $55 million to our rivals and actually put that number 8 in the 10 role. And that's how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, doesn't sound as nice, right?
excellent business.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Couldn't resist.
No, but
sorry.
honestly, it, I've Yildiz hasn't proved to me so far that he's a good 10. I know we're saying it just to try it, but he hasn't shown it to us like at all so far.
You know, what if I
What I would have liked, and I know we said Miretti on loan, but bring an proven 10 And you can find them in the 20 to 30 million range, like, or you can find something, and then that be like interchangeable with Miretti on game to game, or when you play a team where you have to break down a proper low block, you play the more experienced offensive midfielder. But I think that is literally what would have transformed this team. And yes, I would have liked other defenders, like when we got in the winter as our Bremer replacements. But
You don't
I
like Bud
guess
Kelly?
I think I
Haven't
voiced
warmed
that.
up to him yet?
No. I think
Oh,
no. The problem is, look, he is there, and we needed a body. It's okay.
I know.
Like
I'm just taking you on.
my
You know
my
this.
my only problem is, and I repeat this time after time again, like the buy obligation. I don't understand that. That's my problem with it.
There's a greater conspiracy behind it. We just haven't
Yeah,
figured it out yet.
I think so too.
Honestly, if we trigger the buy obligation and we find an immediate deal to sell him or something like that, I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I completely pivoted. I was
No,
talking about
no, I think you're fine because like the question that I kind of wanted to follow up to is like, how much of our like poor wing play is constituent off of not having the right defensive setup, which is forcing these wingers to do defensive duties?
I mean, that has to be
That
part of
has to
it,
be
right?
part of it. I think that's like part of it. But also to kind of add on to the 10, like I'm not his fan. I'm just gonna make it clear. Like I'm not a big fan of this player, but like what put Gentili off from not considering Paulo Dybala?
Mm,
12 mil, 3
some
million
people are
of
going to be
salary.
happy that you mentioned him. I was never a big Dybala fan. So.
It's not even like, for example, it's not even that, right? Like
no,
I kind of
by playing style he would fit. There are people saying, "Oh my, history, blah." When it's over, it's over. Let's not like rehash old relationships and stuff like that. But from his fit, he would be perfect. And I think honestly, do you remember when we were doing our tactical analysis on Mota and why
and we
when
said
we talked
Dybala like 8
and
months ago.
and also when we talked about why like wingers are working hard, they are going up and down and defending as well, and that's why they are not appearing a lot in the box immediately. They have to cover like space defensively and then make their runs offensively, like
Yes.
when they won the ball, and that leaves you with a lot of with a lot of pitch in front of you. So it takes to build up, or it takes a while. Like counter attacks, like we barely have none because our wingers are playing that deep. But what, in my opinion, would have unlocked it is, as I said, a 10 that can involve them. When you win the ball back, like from your fullbacks or from your center backs, when you successfully absorb pressure and won the ball, and then you can share it quickly. You have Koopmeiners or Thuram, for example, pushing it forward, being the ball carrier, passing that to, let's say, hypothetically Dybala, because that's our example, and honestly, one of the most like cheap that you could have got in that position as well.
Mhm.
And he then like carries or has the ball, receives it, does a half turn, wins couple of additional seconds, and those are the seconds that you have your wingers cutting into the box, where they can free themselves up or open up a bit of space. And that is the problem, in my opinion. Our decision making is not quick.
Yeah,
So that would have unlocked it, in my opinion.
yeah, and that's where like, and you and I remember we had that discussion. And people were kind of like, and I'm just like, hold on, because like I'm not a Dybala supporter whatsoever. Like
And he's a great passer. Dude, how he's threading the needle sometimes, like in the box, into like doing those cut passes. Like he's really good at those.
yeah, because I was watching some of the stuff he was doing with Roma, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I think that's something we need. I'm not gonna lie. So it's just like I look at it from that perspective. I'm like, oh shit, I think he might actually be like a. Obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and say priority summer transfer is Paulo Dybala, right? Like that to me isn't that's not a productive discussion. But like for example, your offense is sputtering in January. You need something to help facilitate the movement. Coop Myers is not working as well as you would want him to. You just offloaded Fajoli. Why, why not entertain the idea of Dybala coming back? Because, like, for example, you have Kulu Munyani and you have Paulo Dybala, then you have your back of Thuram and McKennie or whoever.
It's clear
Then
that Mata has favorites, and the ball, I guess, is not on that list. Same with Gentoli. He obviously has these guys he's been scouting since 2019 or
Look,
something ridiculous.
I think it's a miss. In my opinion, I think it's a miss. Unless they didn't have 12 million. Was the move would have been 12 million to happen if they did it in January? 10 or 12 million or something like that?
Yeah,
Or was
the
it even
release clause
cheaper?
is there. Well, no, whenever you want to trigger, the release clause is there, and it's even there in the next sum. But of
Yeah,
course,
it's
you lost.
cheap. It's not
But of
ridiculous.
course, like now you lost a year effectively of Dybala, a year where he has been mostly fit. He played 1,400 minutes, which for him is honestly great
Because
so far.
Roma haven't played any big games.
No, but still, okay.
Neither have we.
Okay, come on, let me have one.
I know. I'll just
No,
leave it
but it's look 1,400 minutes, 6 goals, 3 assists. Yeah.
there. Yep.
He's in the top 7 percentile of created chances, and the top 4 percentile of shots at goal, or
Like,
shot attempts. Sorry, shot attempts. It is.
I'm gonna leave it at this. He made Dusan Vlahovic look serviceable. That's all.
Yeah, like at 31 years old, and after all his injury history, he's having a good year right now.
Yeah.
6 goals, 3 assists for an offensive midfielder is great.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of like, again, for me, I'm a little bit surprised on Gentoli, where it's just kind of like you have enough young players. You should look at something like that, right? Where you should look at getting
Experience.
older,
An
experienced
old dude,
players.
even though he looks 12.
He looks 12, but he's won more leagues than
Yeah.
anyone else on this roster.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is the experience we are lacking. Like, our midfield, Cope and Locatelli and Douglas Luiz are all 26, I believe. They are virtually the same age with a couple of months in between them. Thuram is maybe the youngest one, if you right now don't count Muretian, because I think, ironically, Thuram and Fajoli are the same age with a couple of months in between them as well. Like, our midfield structure is very young. I would have liked like a 30, 31-year-old. That's what I'm saying the whole season. Same defensively.
Well, it's clear. We've talked about it many times that we need some sort of veterancy to kind of shore things up together. Even, I mean, I just get like an old. I don't even care if he plays. Like take Chiellini out of retirement and just throw him in the locker room. Give him $50 and a bag of peanuts and just say like fucking yell at the kids.
Come on, man.
Dude, imagine Chiellini goes here and says, "Fuck them kids."
But hold on, but sorry, as I'm saying this, I remember now that apparently Chiellini has been locked out of the Sporting side.
Yeah,
Out of the locker room.
allegedly he
We're-
was. Yeah, I was gonna say
Allegedly.
allegedly.
We're
Yeah.
not allowing our veterans into the locker rooms.
Yeah, I think just to table Dybala, I think again that was a missed opportunity by Gentoli by not considering it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not his biggest fan. I'm not trying to cater to the Dybala
Especially-
fans, but the numbers don't lie.
Especially like he is extending with Roma always like season by season.
He doesn't want to be there.
And yes, number one that, and he's not earning a lot. Like
It's $3 million.
Yeah. And in my opinion, that's worth it. Like
Yeah,
you
if
give him
he-
a 2, you can't
two.
even give him honestly a 2+1 or something like that.
Yeah.
And
2
you
plus
still
1,
get like a
3
couple of
to
years.
4 million a season. Shit. Fuck
And
it.
then you phase him out for the last season or last 2 seasons or
For
something
when
like that.
Yildiz balls finally drop.
I don't think Yildiz will be on
No.
the team in 3 years.
Dude, at that point, he won't be here. I agree with
No,
that.
unfortunately, he may not be.
I don't think he'll be here in 3 years.
Or fortunately, if the price is right, who knows?
No, we're gonna be a selling club for a while. I don't see us.
Yeah.
I don't see us not being one.
Yeah. But the good thing is honestly, our midfield is like, yes, we still have to get a 10. And I hope we take care of that. But if we do that, I think our midfield is set, honestly.
I still don't know why you want a 10 when you have an 8.
Thank God
Oh,
Dave
what
is
an
not the head. Thank
What
God
an
Dave is not the head of scouting department.
That's a glass half empty.
Yeah.
That's definitely a glass half empty joke. What an ass.
All right, hey Dash, you wanna debunk some defensive stats?
Yeah, let's talk about this, right? Because, this is one of the things where has been surfing around the web, right? Because, we talked about the first half, which is the title hunt. The second thing is best defensive record in the league, one of the best defenses in Europe, and da 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 da.
So it's
And
21 goals against in the league, 14 clean sheets in Europe, and that's a record for the league and Europe, respectively.
so the question that we want to sit here and discuss is how much of it is like this defense is actually really good versus Gatti and Lloyd Kelly playing patty cake with the ball in the back with Di Gregorio. And that's where we kind of want to look at it and be like, okay, because
Called it patty cake. That's
what
I
it
don't
is.
know.
I mean,
You're a grown man. I just didn't expect you to say that.
well, hey, the more you know. But looking at it from that perspective, right? Because I can tell you that most Juventini fans, when they watch the Juve play, when we give up the ball, we're kind of like fuck, 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 fuck.
Yeah.
Especially because like some of the goals that we've conceded are some really stupid goals as far as like
Yeah.
poor marking, poor adjustments, the whole thing, right? So the question is again, how much of it is that versus, we actually are good at winning tackles, we are good at aerial duels, we're good at this. So German Dave did some homework on it, and let's see what you got.
Honestly, it's live homework. It's not like I prepared.
What?
I'll be honest with you guys. But no,
Actually good.
honestly,
What do we
it's
think
like
though? Could we guess? Could we guess just before you spill the beans?
yeah,
Go
you
ahead.
can
Go
guess.
ahead.
But
You guess.
Because I've seen them play, and I feel
He's like, I've
there's-
seen them play. I've watched it. I've brutally gone through it.
and there's times where like, yes, I'm impressed, and there's other times like I guess
Where
we're
he's
using
like,
the term
"What in the
patty
ass?"
cake. We're patty caking around, and it's like,
Yeah.
what's actually going on right now? So I want to say we're mostly bad, but there's going to be like a couple stats that may impress us.
all right, Dash, what's your guess?
Defensively, we're ass. We're just good at holding the ball. That's where I'm just going to leave it at. See if I'm right.
The old lady.
All right, so
Winner
number
is-
one, by overall ranking,
You gotta
we are
show it.
this. Hold up, no. I don't want to show it yet. I want no.
That's what she
He's
says. That
edging.
is definitely
He's
what
edging.
he's edging.
Yeah.
He's edging. He's
Yeah,
talking shit
I'm
about edging,
teasing.
and he's edging.
I'm teasing you guys. This is only top five leagues, yeah, because that is what Opta compares.
Okay.
Compares. So we are the 16th best rated defense in Europe, with a rating of 6.73, and we are shared 16th with Brentford and Dash's favorite team, Marseille.
Deserving.
That's why I didn't want to show it yet, because I would have given the joke away. All right, so look, this is now I sorted it by conceded the least shots. We are at least in the top 20. We concede 10.1 shots per game, which is we are in the top 20, which is
Not
I
bad.
don't know if that honestly that's
not
not
elite.
good. It's not even elite. It's bad when you have 65% ball possession and you still concede 10 shots per game.
Yeah, it's not
Like it's
good.
not shots on goal, it's total shots. It's not that dangerous, but you still shouldn't concede 10 shots when you have like between 60 and 70% ball possession in a lot of games. But okay, we're in the top 20, like leaving aside how much ball possession we have. Tackles per game. We aren't even on that list, if I see correctly.
We don't
And
have
that's
that
because
many tackles, really.
Because we
no, you
don't.
don't do that much. It's always the
we get
bad
cooked.
teams. No, it's always if you look at it, it's the
I
teams
know.
that are getting cooked and concede a lot of goals, because they concede more chances, and the more chances you concede, also you will save in total numbers more. But we're not in there, which is good. Interceptions per game, I don't think we were here. None Italian team is here. Because honestly, it's not the style of defense I think they are playing. Like that, Italian teams don't try to anticipate a lot of like passes,
No, they don't.
because
They
if you
drink some
misjudge
wine
it,
and see where the day takes them, kind of
Yeah.
idea.
yeah, and if you misjudge it, you leave a lot of space behind you. It's like, yeah, here you see like Manchester United, okay, but that's because they're bad.
But
A
if
lot
you
of
look at
French teams
look at the
Bundesliga.
top 5 though. So I kind of want to bring this comment, the top 5.
Yeah.
Well, guess where
Yeah.
some of the best midfielders are coming from? Liga.
Yeah.
So high interception percentage, high interceptions correlates to midfield production. So I'm
That
going
is
to
what
leave that.
Thuram is doing. That's partially why we got him. Like look, Nice is right right there on the top. And
Yeah.
yeah, that is what he was doing. He was anticipating a lot of passes, and he's still doing that, and that's
Helping
also
us.
part of why Dave loves him so much, because he's winning those balls and then carries it like a ball just
He's
falls.
just beast.
Yeah,
He's just
well,
beast
and I'm
mode.
saying this like I'm honestly keeping this honest with people. Like if you want a good midfielder, go to Ligue 1. Like I'm dead serious. If you want a great defensive midfielder, go to Ligue 1.
Yeah, that's faults per
It's just
game. Like there's not a lot. Like
Bayern as well. Madrid, all the big teams are up there.
yeah. Like we're not. It's again Parma. I don't think
I
like
think it's
Italian
technique. It's
Italian teams are just like they're defending shoulder on shoulder. Like they're not a lot of like slide tackles. Again, like you're not trying to do some crazy stuff where you leave
I
a lot
heard
of space
21.
behind.
I heard 21 on the list was Taylor Hernandez though.
Of him alone, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, that leads to two offsides. Like it's ironically, Inter.
Inter does that very well. Inter is very good at
Inter
doing that.
has that working very well, and Fiorentina is there, but because Fiorentina plays a decent, like not a high line, but a decent, yeah, a bit of a higher line where they can trip other teams offside. But yeah, like it's overall like the other teams that are doing it have either excellent yeah offside traps anyways, or play very very high lines, or are just plain bad teams, and it just happens. And yeah, overall rating, yeah, it leads us here. It leaves us 16th place. Like overall 10.1 shots per game we are faced, 15.6 tackles per game, 5.6 interceptions, which is
So
through.
I kind of want to
Yeah,
debate you on the interceptions briefly. So
yeah,
because Motta's balls play that press, that pragmatic press, shouldn't that
yeah.
number be higher?
I
Well,
don't
either
think it
tackles or interceptions, like some sort of ball winning.
Yeah,
Because in theory, right, it's a pragmatic press where they
yeah,
want to win the ball higher up the pitch.
yeah,
Or it's like if it was executed properly, same thing with the offside, right? Or it's just like those should technically be higher if you're utilizing his system.
yeah,
So that's where, like, and again, the big argument that we kind of wanted to say, and the reason why I kind of put German Dave onto this task is clean sheets and lower goals against doesn't necessarily mean you're a great defensive team. Generally, it's a correlation of it, but once you actually look at the team and the way that they play, like for example, with us, if you're averaging 65 to 70% ball possession, yeah, there's going to be times where if you're just patty caking the ball
yeah,
around, you're not going to concede much.
yeah,
Or like again, you look at I look at it and it's like when we do give the ball up, we are poor in marking, we are terrible in set piece coverages. Like basic defensive skills is absolutely atrocious. So maybe this is just Mota being an absolute genius by saying, fuck it, if I keep 70% of the ball possession, at least, we won't lose more than what we should. And maybe that might be where I need to give him his flowers and call this guy an absolute freaking genius, because he's like, fuck it. He's like, instead of me conceding 4 goals a game, I'll just, have Gotti and Kelly play patty cake with each other and only concede 1.
yeah,
And in all fairness, to throw a couple more flowers onto the pile, Bremer out 5 months, Cabal out 4 months, Cambiasso out over a month, Klulu, same thing. Big 15 days, and they got rid of Danilo. So 16 still probably not bad because we're playing
16 is good.
we're
16
playing
is good.
Gatti
Like,
and Kelly, right? Like is that really anything to complain about? Not
no,
to like
I
shit on them, but they're Gatti
honestly,
and Kelly.
it's a combination of I think we are actually good defensively, but not now. I'm giving away the result to the test or the answer for the test. It's like always. It's two things at the same time. I
It
think
always is. It's
we
never
are actually we are
the
actually
black
good
and white.
defensively, but a lot of it is, and I think Motta knows the strengths and weaknesses of his players. He knows the best way or most efficient way to not concede goals is having the ball a lot. Because the second, look, we know gut is on the knife's edge like all the time. We know Lloyd Kelly is not the most secure defender like in European football. And if you know those evident weaknesses, you're not playing a high line and you're not aiming for a lot of interceptions where if you misjudge it, and we know Gatti, we love him, but he misjudges a lot of that. And Lloyd Kelly, Dave, you saw the highlight tape or the lowlight tape, however you want to call it. Like how
Yeah.
many times did the video stop when he started running?
Is this a recent one? Because if it is, I haven't seen a recent one. And
Oh,
Oh,
the
you
highlight
sending
clips when
links.
he starts running. That's his low light.
yeah.
Oh, is when he starts running. Oh, I got it.
And
No, I didn't
that
see it, but like I
yeah.
think this is one of these things you got to put in the
Yeah.
Discord. So I can also
Uh,
shamelessly plug the Discord at the same time.
honestly, I think one of you guys brought it up to me, so that's why I thought it was you.
No, I didn't. I
Okay,
haven't been
but
home, man. I haven't had a chance.
I
Just my
mean
balls here.
when we did the video on him in
Oh,
January.
you're talking about wait, yes. Okay, I thought you were
No,
talking about
no,
like his
not
recent
recently. No,
matches
no, no,
on
no.
Juve. No, it was yeah, okay. So the problem is there wasn't really much senior game footage of the man.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it was just like him in whatever second division or just crap team that nobody's ever heard of kind of thing, right? Some youth team. And it's like, oh, he ran and got the ball.
Yeah.
It's like, really? I gotta watch this for 5 minutes? Not even 5 minutes of this stuff. Like you gotta be committed to find as much material as man, who was it? You know, the normal, they all do the same
Yeah.
thing. Colo and the other guys. Colo and the other guys. You know those channels.
The highlight video, music video people.
Yeah. But no, it was bad. Sorry, I
Yeah.
threw me off there for a
It's terrible.
second.
It's terrible.
No, good. No,
But yeah, it
but
was bad.
what I wanted to say, like considering that we are the top 20, I think our defensive stats are decent. Okay, you can say like and I repeat that the shots that is maybe down to us having a lot of the ball, but we're still up there in tackles with 15.6, and like Leverkusen only has 12 tackles per game. Real Madrid has only 15. Bayern Munich has only 15.4, Inter 13.4. Like we're still good at winning tackles and winning the ball back. So we are
Still all
still
right.
good.
We're okay.
We are still good at that, and that's why I think like we still deserve to be up there defensively. It's just not like elite what some people want to make it out to be. And the interceptions, like I said, 5.6 per game. Like we're not risking a lot, and neither should we. I think that that is honestly positive because that is down to Mata knowing what his players are. So it's maybe kind of better to try to sit deep in some cases rather than trying to press or trying to anticipate a pass or something like that. So overall, I think we are very good defensively, and we deserve to be up there in the top 20.
All right, let's move on a little bit. And Dave, you probably followed some Liverpool, I'm gonna guess. Dash
I
probably.
honestly, I watched way too much Champions League considering that I don't have time.
You watched it all. Okay, so Dave watched it all, and Dash, I don't know, maybe cook some omelets and watch the game here and there. Whatever you do. Build a bridge? What do you do for a living?
Something like that.
No comment. Okay. Champions League. Let's dive into it. What do you guys want to start with there?
Do you
Going
want
both
to talk
balls.
about how Liverpool Allegri balled the shit out of
Oh
PSG?
my god, that was the best.
Can we talk about that? How Liverpool just fucking Allegri balled one shot? I think it was one shot the whole fucking game, and they scored
2 shots.
two.
2
Okay,
shots,
two.
2 shots, 1 on target, and that one on target, they scored. Meanwhile, Paris had
Like 20.
27 total. I have to look how many were on goal. I think it was still 10 plus. Hold up. 27 shots for PSG, 2 for Liverpool, 10 on goal for PSG, 1 for Liverpool. 3 big chances total for PSG, 3 missed. 1 big chance for Liverpool, none missed. That is crazy with 30% ball possession. But if you look at the game, Liverpool still defended great. I swear to God, that was a proper Allegri defense, man.
I'm
They
telling
put
you.
they
I'm
put
telling
everybody
you.
in the box. They okay, in the first half, they played a bit of a high line, which let Konate isolate a couple of times versus Barcola and who was else? And Kvaratskhelia sometimes on the left side. But in the second half, they made the adjustment and went full low block. Don't risk anything, no high line. And credit to Arne Slot and Liverpool for making that adjustment. But I swear to God, second half, they stacked the box, absorbed the pressure for the whole games, headed crosses out of the box, blocked shots. Alisson, 9 saves total. At like I said, like 3 missed chances. A couple of those were his saves. He saved a total of 2.7 expected goals. That is crazy. That is crazy for a goalkeeper.
I'm more
That
interested. Could I get the report on Chiesa?
Who?
The Chiesa report? Anyone?
Dave, they literally subbed in Harvey Elliott on, like, put him on the pitch for Mohamed Salah, and he scored 1 minute later. And that's supposed to, like, Chiesa is supposed to be the backup to Mo Salah. So you
Oh
you
boy.
tell me. You tell me.
I'm just
Honestly, I think this will end in the summer of him being sold for, I don't know, couple of million profits for Liverpool.
But
to
he was
Toronto
supposed
for $10 million to replace Insigne.
But I thought he needed to go to an offensive team so he could cook and show everyone how Allegri destroyed his career.
Yeah, you should
You
go to
mean a team?
Marseille.
You mean a team yesterday that low blocked the shit out of PSG?
Don't you
And
ever
by the way,
say again.
they did the same. They did the same to Man City. Like they stacked the box as well there. Bet on counters. Man City had, I believe, also like 65 to 70% ball possession. Liverpool countered twice. I think it was a
Sounds like
2-0
Juve.
win.
Sounds like us
Yeah.
every week against Empoli.
Yeah.
We're done talking about Juve. We're talking
I
about
know.
teams that are still in the Champions League.
So let's talk about Barcelona, German Dave. So Barcelona. Barcelona somehow
Barcelona.
I gotta say Barcelona. They shat house their way to a win against Benfica.
Yeah.
I still don't know how they pulled that off, but I kind of want to talk about this because I have all my friends here are Barca Real fans, and I just say you guys are unoriginal as fuck. Fuck you. No, but Barcelona for me, like their fans still think that they're relevant. And for me, I kind of find it blasphemy because like Barcelona lost all relevancy when Bayern dropped 8 on them like 4 or 5 years ago. Like I don't like does any like is Barcelona considered to be a relevant team
No,
as far as
They're,
like,
they're as
Barcelona.
relevant as Juve are.
No.
yeah, and
No,
we're
no.
not. So
No,
We're like
Barcelona lost
down a tier.
a lot of like how the kids these days are saying it. Barcelona lost a lot of aura.
they
Like
did
after getting
because Messi sucked it all.
and it was not only that, it was the remontada from Liverpool where they won 4-0 after Barcelona won the first game Was it
Three,
4-1
yeah,
or
three. No, they won it
3-0,
3-0. They won
right?
it 3-0, and then Liverpool
And
dropped
then
4-1.
Liverpool 4-0 at
And then the
Anfield.
following year, they dropped 8-2 to Bayern
Yeah,
Munich.
exactly. And the year before, they lost. What was it to Roma? What was the big
Yeah,
lead they had there?
they lost 3-0 to Roma, or no, Roma lost 3-1 at the new camp, and then in the Olympico, Roma won 3-1.
Yeah,
Or no, Roma won 3-0 or something like that. Roma won on away goals. That's all I know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the next season was the Liverpool one, and
Us.
the season after that was the Bayern
And then
one, if I'm
the
correct.
season before that, they got hammered by us 3-0
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
Turin.
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So it's just
No,
like ever since that 2015 Champions League win, like Barcelona has just been getting bent over in Europe almost practically every
yeah,
season.
They're still
yeah.
in around 16 though, aren't they?
No, but saying all that, I was meaning to trash on them. I think there's a way back, and they're kind of on a good trajectory. Like
I don't think it's
mo mo
sustainable.
money-wise, they're still bad, and in the future, they still have to sell a lot of assets, like Frenkie de Jong, couple of the defenders. I don't know if they want to, but maybe sell even a couple of the La Masia prospects, but they have a gold mine under them, and if they finally start like doing their work properly, like they can make it work. And I think their results right now is good. They're in the Champions League. They shithoused like their way to an away win at Benfica, with the next game being at home. Like with just a single moment of brilliance by Rafinha and maybe questionable goalkeeping because the shot wasn't that hard. That could have been saved, in my opinion, by Trubin. Is it right?
Yes. Yeah,
Anatoly
yeah, yeah.
Trubin
Yeah.
for Benfica. And yeah, and to winning that game from being down for when did the red card happen? Was it
22nd.
25th? Oh, yeah, okay. Considering that they're good in the Champions League, they're in good position right now. Next round, who would they play? They would play either Dortmund or Lille, and they would beat both. Dortmund is still not in great form. They have an upwards trajectory, but that is then Barcelona in the semi-final already. And I think you can bank on them getting to the semi-final. And they're still like up there in La Liga. They're first right now with Atletico 1 point behind them, and I believe Real 3 points behind
Yeah,
them.
but that's the thing, right? Like this Real Madrid is in transition this season with no Cruz, right? Like they lost Tony Cruz and Luka Modric is effectively
No,
a
no,
role
no, no,
player
no,
now.
no, no, no. Dash. This is a Real Madrid in full force. This is not transition anymore.
I disagree.
I think
I
they
think
I
losing
think they I think last year was the transition when they phased Kroos out slowly and implemented more of Bellingham and then like interchanged like Modric and Kroos from
because they were
game.
playing 4-4-2 like that. They were essentially putting Bellingham as a 10, where like this season there's
Yeah.
no Cruz at all. And like look, losing Cruz is huge. Even if you
No,
transition off of him,
it is huge, but like the team they have right now, this is the team that is set up for the next decade, maybe.
possibly, but
Maybe you can argue that like the next targets will be center backs and fullbacks and stuff like that. But I think offensively and midfield wise, they are set for a decade now.
I just for me personally, I don't think Brahim Diaz is that big of a
Dude,
superstar for him.
he's incredible. I trust me, he's incredible.
Like he
He's
had a
got the
great
coolest
goal.
name though. I've always said it. He's got the
He's
coolest name. The
he's
announcer says it.
he had a great goal against Atletico, but like for example,
No,
I don't know.
his whole season has been good. Whenever he got the time, he has been really good.
Yeah, but
And you
that's the
need
problem. He doesn't have the time. He's not getting the consistent time.
honestly, I kind of disagree. For him being the like dude
This is
as the
fun. You guys haven't really
Bellingham
disagreed. Like,
replacement.
let's go. Go. Shit on each other.
No, it's no. Honestly, I think for what it is, he's great as your substitution 10. Like your starter is Jude Bellingham. Got that. Like of course he's the starter.
Mhm.
But then to go to Brahim Diaz as your second option and have still Dani Ceballos there in their midfield. I think honestly their midfield is great.
Because I mean, their midfield core is going to be Valverde, Camavinga, and Bellingham if they're running
Yeah,
a 4-3-3. I think that's going to be
yeah.
the main thing. But then it's just like
And then you
you've
have
got.
Chouameni as the sub for Camavinga or Valverde sometimes. You have Brahim Diaz as the sub to Bellingham.
I think, and this is where, my argument is none of those guys have the passive creative ability as Tony Cruz, or even come close to it. Like you could
No,
probably
no,
say Luke.
but you necessarily don't need that if you have a ball carrier like Valverde, who is a good
Yeah,
passer as well,
but the
and
thing
Camavinga,
is,
who is press resistant. I know,
what?
of course, you will never make up what you lost in the Toni
No, I
Kroos. You
know,
will
but
never
like
make that up.
from a
So that's why
schematic
they have to reinvent,
From a
and that's what they did.
schematical approach, dude, having Tony Cruz there would make Real a dual threat team. They could beat you on the dribble, they can beat you over the top. This season, because their offense has struggled, this season, I think teams are just kind of like, okay, they're not going to beat us over the top with that pinpoint pass like they used to, or like the dangerous set piece capabilities that you would have with Tony Cruz. Because, like, for example, if I look at their stats this year offensively, it's not that great.
But
55.
that was the first half of the season. Since the turn of the year, they have been great. And they can overcome that by having still Bellingham as their 10. He is good at passing, he's press resistant, like he is keeping a lot of the balls. And honestly, you don't need as much midfield creation anymore when you have that front line with Mbappe, Vinicius, and Rodrigo. And they started all of a sudden like firing. They learned how to play with each other. They had a couple of injury problems with Vinicius, couple of injury problems with Rodrigo. And even though I hate this, I got them, hate them. Like they started firing at the right time, and right now they're looking like the best team in Europe again.
Yeah, but it's kind of what I told you though, because I said they're kind of in transition, and they were in transition, but now they're starting to put it together. Because I'm telling you, like that's why. Because like for example, the Barcelona team that is in La Liga this season right now is getting like this plethora of praise, and they're incredible. This and this is amazing. That and it's like you're only 1 point ahead of Atletico, and you're only 3 points ahead of
Yeah,
Real.
yeah.
Like this is my argument to the Barcelona stands, where it's just like you guys are like that team is trying so hard to be relevant, and it's just with all due respect to their coach Hansi Flick, I don't think he's a long-term sustainable coach for them
Oh no, he's not. No, he's not.
because
He
he'll get found out next season, and then you're back to square one.
yeah,
Like that team is carried on Yamal's legs, in my opinion.
yeah.
The distance that
And he
Barcelona
will
can go is
cost
Yamal.
them. Sorry.
No,
And he will cost them a lot of games in the future, like with his extremely high line. Like it already costed them couple of games this season, but again, like Real and Atletico, like stumbled in a couple of the games,
Does
like in January, where they had draws and stuff like that, where Barcelona got the lead back. But it's a very close La Liga race, and honestly, for Barcelona to even be up there, I think it's a good season for them. Like, it's not crazy special, of course, but for them, like, to be up there is good. The Champions League is good
yeah,
right now, and I believe they're in the Copa del Rey. Is it semi-final or in the final versus Atletico?
it's semi.
Semi,
It's
the
right?
yeah.
And they had it was the first game where that ended 4-4, right?
Yes. Is Real
So
Madrid
they
still
were
is Real still in the Copa? The Copa del
I
Rey?
th no, I
They
No,
never take.
Real is out, I think.
Oh no, they are. No, they're playing Real Sociedad.
Oh, they are. No, so
Eh,
it's
eh,
for
eh,
all three Spanish teams in the Champions League, they still have the chance on the triple. Yep, that was the
yeah.
stat, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Atletico and Barcelona are 4-4. Real Sociedad and Real are 1-0. So Real won
Yep.
1-0 at Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
Gosh, speaking of midfield talent, man, Real Sociedad has just been churning out midfielders.
Oh, yeah.
But like again, like for example, this is why I think Barcelona is not relevant in my opinion, because how the fuck do you concede 4 goals to Atletico Madrid?
Look, Atletico has become very good offensively. Like, they moved on from the 3-4-2-1, and they changed it to a 4-4-2, like, mid-season.
And then
And with the double pivot of Griezmann and Julian Alvarez at the front, and they all of a sudden started scoring a lot of goals.
because like I'm used to Atletico dropping 5 at the back, and then whatever happens, happens, right? So like me
I
saying
I
like
I I know, Like sometimes they're still doing it, but they have become a very good offensive team as well. And it's again, it's Barcelona. They are playing an extreme high line, so if you concede 4 goals, it will be to Atletico Madrid, who is great on counters, right?
Gosh, could you imagine though if Real Madrid go back to back with a treble this year?
Uh, it's not
I
unfathomable.
can believe it. Yeah, why? Yeah,
I
sure.
know
It's Real Madrid. And here you
I
are
don't-
trashing them, and they're gonna win a back treble. So
I
No, but-
honestly, I don't really care for him, to be honest with you. Like, I really don't.
oh,
But
that's fine. But I mean,
no,
they're
but
still the
but
best.
honest,
shout out
it,
to Julian Alvarez though. That was a fucking cracker of a shot.
dude, what a fucking goal, right?
Absolute cracker.
No, but if we go through the Champions League bracket right now, yeah, Liverpool is leading PSG going to Liverpool in the next game, and Aston Villa is leading 3-1 versus Bruges going to Birmingham the next game. So you have. Do you agree we will have Liverpool versus Aston Villa in
I
the
can
quarterfinal?
make that argument. I can make that argument. Yeah.
Or do you think PSG will turn something around? Like
I
Probably
I
not.
don't think so. I think it's hard to play in Anfield during the Champions League.
Okay. So we have Liverpool versus Aston Villa quarterfinal. Real Madrid versus Atletico. Next game will be at Atletico. Madrid is leading 2-1. Who will go through in your opinion?
I think Madrid wins. I'm
Which
sorry.
one?
No, it's just like
I
no,
think
but
Real will edge it.
I think Real will edge through.
I think if you give them a 2-1 lead, I think they will take it. All right, next game, yeah, Arsenal. Guess what? 7-1 versus.
We got to
Man.
talk about this. We kind of have to briefly talk about this because
Okay,
it's just
okay.
like,
PSV had their one good game all season, and it was against us.
is that what that was?
No.
Because Arsenal
We
don't
were-
have an offense, and this Arsenal team
Oh, I
is
know.
not incredible.
Dash.
No, I know.
Dash. Arsenal had no striker, but they pushed them the whole fucking game. Arsenal tried. We didn't try.
Yeah,
We didn't have
we just
intensity.
didn't.
That was the problem. Like PSV is conceding a lot, a shit ton of goals this
why I'm
season,
irritated because Arsenal
and we didn't
literally,
put pressure on them. And
literally
then
Arsenal. Go ahead.
no, and then added on top of that, like a couple of individual mistakes. Arsenal put the pressure on them. Had a couple of young players, Miles Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri, putting pressure on them. Mika got them fucking Marino, who's an 8, playing as a striker for about a month now, and they somehow made it work. And they constantly like put the pressure on them. Calafiori, I don't know, for the 7th goal, he appeared in the box like a fucking great striker, and how he read that ball. Did you see that goal?
Yes.
I mean, got them. And yeah, that's what happens. And after the 3rd goal, they, like PSV quit. So
Yeah,
that
they're
was
like,
that was the perfect storm. Like
Work.
if we actually tried, that's why I was so angry. We didn't try. We had zero intensity. That was my problem.
How much of it was by design?
If we actually tried, yeah. But guess what? We would. Do you think do you think Arsenal would have clapped us if that was us?
Dude, to be honest with you, we're so inconsistently inconsistent. I don't even know.
You can't make a readout of it, right?
You can't make a readout of what you're gonna get. Because right now we lost to Empoli in the Coppa Italia, but we've won 5 straight.
No.
Well, that's why how we started this whole thing, right? We
Yeah.
don't know, and PSV showed up for a game. You know,
I
the
do think
players
so.
were
Go
like
ahead, Jake.
we had that one person that came in, PSV fan, that was saying like Lang was, you know, his one good game out of 15 that he has, and it was against us, right? It was just they had players that showed up, and we said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And cumulatively, yeah, that's what happened. We lost 3-1, and it was their best performance, and it was our worst of the season.
I do think though, like for example, because it'll be or not PSV, Arsenal versus Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid beats Arsenal easily.
I agree.
Like
fine.
they
And
get through 'em.
and
And then
then
you have Liverpool Real. That's gonna probably be a final, practically the final of this year's Champions League, in my opinion. Even though they're on the same bracket. They're on the same bracket, but I'm saying
No,
game quality
I
wise.
agree. But you have those in the semifinal, right? You go to the other side of the draw. Barcelona, Benfica, I think Barcelona will go through. With the next game at Barcelona, it's all of a sudden like Barcelona will explode for 3 or 4 goals. especially with 11 men. Dortmund versus Lille, honestly, I couldn't care less. It's 1-1 right now. It is a toss-up, in my
I'm gonna
opinion.
say Lil wins that one.
It can be, like, Dortmund doesn't have the consistency, and for Dave, I will say, yeah, let's cheer on Jonathan David.
Yeah, because they're in France, so I think Lil
Yeah.
wins that one.
So
Have
Barcelona
they
versus
had
Lille.
Jonathan David post that he's coming to Juve next season, just like dicking around? Like, do you guys actually think that we're gonna get Jonathan David?
You're Canadian.
Does anybody think
You're-
that? I'm Canadian.
no.
I should be the one that would say, "Yeah, we're getting the." No,
Hey,
no,
we're gonna
No,
get
we-
ourselves a Canuck
no.
there.
No,
no.
we will not get
And
him.
obviously, I think Bayern cruises through Leverkusen.
Yeah.
I
And
was
Inter
gonna
goes
say,
through,
I think
right?
Bayern wins. Which
Yeah.
one?
And Inter, yeah, but it's
To be-
Bayern and Bayern.
Here's my hot take. Inter wins that bracket.
They could.
That-
Well, I mean, fuck,
Inter
they
wins
got
that.
to the finals, right?
That
They
would have
could.
been my question, because you have Barcelona versus, whether it's Dortmund or Lille, Barcelona will go through, right?
Yep.
Then
I
you have
think Inter beats
Bayern versus Inter. Do you think Inter will beat Bayern?
Yes, I think they will.
Then you have Barcelona versus Inter. If we have that, I think Inter will go through as well.
Inter
But if
beats
we have,
Barcelona easily.
I agree. But if we have Barcelona versus Bayern, I think Barcelona will go through, in my opinion. Because
think they would, yeah.
the battle of the high lines, Hansi Flick is better at that than Vincent
Then Vincent,
Kompany.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah. I think again, like
Kompany has maybe the better players at Bayern, but I think Hansi Flick, like, perfect at that high line, the quick passing play, quickly passing through the midfield, like, perfect at that.
that's why. To be honest with you, that's why I think Inzaghi beats Vincent Kompany. I think Inzaghi knows how to beat him. Like
Yeah.
I think he knows how to
Yeah.
use that Inter team to beat him.
Yeah.
Also, again, that Inter team is experienced. This is Inter's last
All
hurrah,
right.
in my opinion.
So we have Inter in the final. Do you think Liverpool or Real Madrid will go to the
I'm
final?
gonna go with Real Madrid's experience
Real,
because
right?
the issue is, and again, I know because you support Liverpool, but you got to hear me out on
No,
this one. Right?
I honestly, I say as well that like, Liverpool beat Real Madrid in the group stage, but that happened when Real wasn't clicking yet. There were a couple of injuries and stuff like that. And I think Real is clicking right now. I don't think anybody can stop that front line, except for maybe,
The
you know.
reason, yeah, the reason though, the reason why it's just there's 4 players on that roster that you don't know what you're gonna get and you don't know how to anticipate, right? You have Vinicius, Mbappe. I'm gonna throw Rodrigo in there because Rodrigo does some stupid shit in the Champions League,
He's incredible, yeah.
and then
He
Jude,
doesn't get talked about
and then
enough.
Bellingham. Because, like, for example, if you look at that game against Atletico Madrid, nobody in their right mind sat there and thought that Brahim Diaz is gonna dribble 4 players and score.
No.
Real Madrid has the home run. Like, they have multiple players that have home run capabilities.
They
So,
can
like
score anytime, any place. Like,
exactly.
it's so difficult to defend. Like, and like, you can't even like put 2 defenders on anybody, because you leave fucking Kylian Mbappe open, or Rodrigo on the right side, or Vinicius. Like, it's so hard to defend.
Yeah, that team's home run potential is so immense that it's just, again, and especially when they all start firing like that, in which they are, like, I just unless they just say "fuck it" and they don't care, I don't see anyone beating them.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, you look at the Atletico game, both teams had an expected goals of under 1. So if
Yeah.
Real Madrid had a 6-8, and they had 0 big chances, mind you,
Yep.
and they scored 2 goals.
Real knows how to play trash ball too. Like
They do.
can deal
Yep,
with the best of
exactly.
them. It's amazing how one game they can just light you the fuck up, and the next is
Yep.
just terror ball.
Yep.
And that's why they're gonna win
Ancelotti.
again. Yeah.
Honestly, I think the only coach and the only team in like, in this whole knockout stage, that can beat them, like, by coach and by the team, is Atletico. If they get past Atletico, I think they will win it, like,
Nothing
easily.
will stop them. Yeah, nothing will
No,
stop.
even when Inter is in the final and they have that defense, dude, that front line of Real will cook them.
No,
But
Inter can't compensate with the pace that Real
yeah,
has.
no, but look, Atletico defended incredibly well, in my opinion. The first goal by Rodrigo was an incredible goal. It was very similar to the Julian Alvarez goal. And the second one, I don't know if you want to call it fluky by Brahim Diaz, but how he dribbled through that defense and all of a sudden appeared like in front of the goal. Like
It's a home run play. It's what it
like
is.
that doesn't happen a lot. And considering those two goals, I think Atletico defended incredibly well. So I think they're the only team that is set up and that has on the coach that is intelligent enough to defend that. If they get past Atletico, I don't think anybody can stop them.
No. Because it's like you're saying, right? Like even the Rodrigo goal where it's just like he literally just says fuck it, takes two guys, cuts inside, finishes on the edge, right?
But they
like
have that potential all over the team. That's
they
the
do.
frustrating part. Yeah.
And again, that's the difference between a cup competition and leagues.
Yeah.
That's funny. He did the John Cena celebration, though. I'm not gonna lie, but like I look at it from that thing, and it's just kind of like that's what makes a great cup team is having 5 home run hitting players. Because in a league, it's like, okay, yeah, at some point they're gonna go through a rough stretch, but in cup competition, you only get what 15 games tops, 15, 16 games tops. That's a smaller sample size for you to dominate.
And even Valverde can score from 30 feet out or from a free kick or something like that. Do the quality
Hey, guys,
they have.
could you stop jerking them off? We know they're good. Let's chill out a little bit here, all right?
I don't know what to tell you.
Dash.
man.
Dave edging us again.
Dash.
Jeez.
Dash.
Yes.
If you get Brahim Diaz right now, would you take him?
Yeah, I would put him in the 10.
Yeah. You
Your
need to say
starter,
it. We just
right?
talked about having 10.
Yeah.
That's the starter,
Why not?
right?
Yeah, because we have nothing.
I agree.
We do. We have Nasa boy.
I would rather put Diaz than I would have Coop right now. Like it's the honest the truth because he's someone that's short, small, dribbles and can create space and shoot. He can pass.
He can do everything.
Am I sitting here saying Brahim Diaz is a world class player? That's incredible and one of the best. Absolutely not. But it's telling you where we're at right now.
World class is taking it far. I agree with that, but I think he's really, really good.
I know what you're trying to do. You were baiting me there for this.
Emotional damage.
I see what you're trying to do. There. Cheeky, cheeky bugger. You're trying to be like, oh, see, you would take Brahim Diaz as a starter.
Is there a specific game like you want to talk through in Champions League? Or
no, I think I covered the ones that I wanted to talk about.
But Bayern destroyed Leverkusen.
Yeah, that's red card.
Leverkusen conceded a dumb second yellow card as well. And the second you go down to 10 men, and I think Bayern was already leading at that point. Was it 1-0 or 2-0?
It was 1-0, I think.
Oh, sorry, no, it was 3-0 before the second yellow. So
listen, I'm just gonna be like every casual fan and write off everything that the team is out of until the Champions League halftime show, and then I'm gonna watch Tina Turner do halftime show for the new.
Hey,
that was the deep cut from the last time.
Talking about halftime shows, what do you think about the halftime show during the 2030 World Cup?
Well, that's what I was kind of alluding to, right, with that joke.
What?
Yeah. So I mean, Infantino was at the Super Bowl. He saw with his own eyes a debacle of a halftime show, and he's like, "That's what I want for football. This is what I want. I want some random mumble rap dude to talk about minors."
Is it like that?
Oh, clip it. Clip this.
Oh
no. Taking Kendrick Lamar out of this equation, I don't understand what's the point of a halftime show, because if you do a halftime show, then you lose ad revenue, and the only time that footy matches can get ad revenue is through the halftime. So,
but think of all the people that would watch that don't know anything about the sport.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody watches it anyways. Or no, everybody watches the World Cup final. Like it's not even like, oh yeah, we should do that to make it more lucrative for people to watch. Like,
I'm gonna do the same thing I do with the Super Bowl. I'm just gonna walk away and let my phone tell me when the second half.
I mean, it was just like, what was it? One of the arguments that they're using on Bepe's stream was like ACL tears because of stepping on the pitch and whatnot. Like that was legit one of the arguments they had about that. Like I briefly listened to it, but something about like increased.
and
ACL
that's
tears.
that's what we're concerned about with ACL tears, not the 75 games we're going to be playing.
Right. Again, I'm paraphrasing, right? I'm paraphrasing. but-
No, I know, and I'm hyperbolic with the 75 games, but still, this is like, come on.
I don't understand, like for example, the logic behind the halftime show, but at the same time, FIFA has fuck you money, and they can do fuck you things with fuck you money. I don't.
Speaking of fuck you money,
Yeah.
we were getting fucked. Not just us this time, if that makes you feel any better about it.
Oh, because of the World Cup.
The Club World Cup.
Yeah.
So FIFA. Remember at the beginning of the season, now they're like, oh, 50 mil. Everyone's getting 50 mil just for participating. Like, oh yeah, that's awesome. It's a stupid tournament, but for 50 mil, yeah, we'll fucking suck dick for 50 mil. And no, it's really just 15.
Well, I guess the $1 billion they got from the zone for broadcasting it weren't enough after all.
It's just like FIFA. How much money does an organization need? That like really all they do is organize tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, computers organize tournaments these days. There's like this is when the teams are playing done, like algorithms, AI. Like so, really, what do? Hey, ChatGPT, could you put these 36 teams into a fucking bracket, please?
They put their name on it, like the FIA and Formula One, and the FIA is fighting against the teams and the F1 as itself, the organization. So
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you put an oil princess in charge, but that's the FIA, and nobody likes him anyways. So he's getting sued by what racing? It's another racing league. I can't remember.
no, not by another racing league. He's getting sued by like motorsport news outlet because the FIA doesn't want to give them information on why they rejected a couple of people from an internal meeting where the whole world automobile clubs like met for some internal FIA stuff, and two
Oh.
people were rejected from the meeting, and they wanted information, and the FIA didn't provide that information, and now they want to sue for the lack of transparency within the FIA.
Well, fuck it. Sue the FAA. Sue FIFA. Somebody sue FIFA for something. We gotta get them for something. For continuing to use Davide Massa as a referee. Could we do that?
I know we hate him, but he's still better than every single fucking ref that England has.
I hate comparing myself to shit. Well, I guess that was the positive note that we're gonna roll this one out of. We're getting fucked, and go fuck yourself.
Financially, we're fucked. And also, I want to leave you with this last comment here, and most importantly, fuck Lazio. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the weekend.